riding, we got just to celebrate, like saying now you're riding, my baby one day, breakfast on the jet, Cruisy, that's reject, that day, not today, big things are happening now, more this, more that, more grace, more cash, more babes, more cars, big things are happening now, more this, more that, more grace, more cash, more babes, more cars, and every shine like,
All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm so excited to be back with you all. I think the last time I went live last week, it was on Monday. So I'm back. I'm a week later. Please go ahead in the comments. Let me know where you are watching from. I have big news to share for those who are watching live and those who will be watching during the replay. So yeah, go ahead right now if you're on the live. Let me know where you're watching from. Okay. Let me know. All right. Okay, so welcome everybody that's coming on in. My name's Nzali. This is Nzali Takes Africa. Don't be shy. You can always drop yourself in the comments. Let me know that you are here, that you're vibing with me. Today is a big day. Today I am going to be sharing some really, really good news. Okay. The reason, or let me just tell you right off the bat why we all are here today. So as you all know, I have been living in Africa for 10 years. My first experience living in Africa was South Africa. Thank you all for allowing me to experience the African continent through your country first. The second country that I've lived in the country I've lived in the longest is Ghana. Ghana is also a country that gave me citizenship. So I am a citizen of Ghana. And I have been pondering the thought of, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? What is my next move or development in life going to be? When I came to the African continent, I was in my 20s. Right now I'm in my 30s and it's like, okay, I have different goals. I have different ambitions. I'm evolving as a woman and as a person. And so with that evolution comes new ideas about where you want to be and who you want to be and how you want to show up. So that's what this conversation today is all about. I'm looking to the side because I really wrote my feelings down. I didn't want to miss anything. I want to make sure that I am expressing everything. Right. I do see some people jumping in and out. So go ahead in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Is it Ghana? Is it Nairobi? Is it Joburg? Is it UK? Is it the US? What city, if you're within the US, where are you watching from? I love to know who's in here. So just let me know. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing a decision that's really going to change everything for me. Right. And so I want to start by saying, I've lived in a number of places, but the two longest places that I've lived on this planet are my hometown. I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina. So living in Charlotte growing up. And then the second longest place that I've lived has been Accra, Ghana. And so I like to think of Ghana as my second home. Really, it is, right? I'm a citizen as well. So Ghana has been the place that I have lived the longest outside of the place where I was birthed. 8 years in one place was a very, very long time. And I want to talk about, before I get into my final decision, I want to talk about what Ghana has meant for me. So when I came to Ghana, I think I was 29. I was about to be 30. I had my 30th birthday in Ghana. And Ghana really was a place where I became an entrepreneur for the first time. Ghana was a place where I stepped out on faith, like in a real, real big way for the first time. Ghana was a place where I was able to grow. I was able to kind of craft out my own identity without so much interference from outside forces. Ghana is where I found love. Ghana has been a lot of things for me, right? Ghana was really what it calls itself. When Ghana says that it is the gateway to Africa, that is exactly what Ghana has been for me. Now, I know some of y'all are like, well, how is that so when you were in South Africa first? You have to have the context of how I ended up in South Africa. When I was in South Africa, I was a Peace Corps volunteer. That basically means you work for the United States federal government, right? And so, with working with the Peace Corps, you are very well cushioned and protected. I didn't have to worry about money. I didn't have to worry about where my food was going to come from. I didn't have to worry about finding accommodation. They found it for me. Um, I didn't have to worry about any of those things. But with Ghana, this was a sole effort on my own will, right? My own will, my own grit, my own hustle, my own drive, paying for the flights, paying for the visa, finding work, making and creating work and opportunities. That was all me. It was not a cookie cutter situation. So I say that Ghana really was my introduction to Africa because it was my landing spot for really just like being like having this experience without someone guiding me, right? And that was really important for me as a woman because oftentimes women wait to be led by someone, something, some entity. And so in Ghana, when I say Ghana grew me as a woman, it developed me as a woman, it's because I really learned how to stand on my own 2 feet as a woman in Ghana. And so that's what Ghana has meant to me in the 8 years that I have been there. I want to give a shout out to Stefan. Hi, Stefan. Welcome. Kenya living, but from South Sudan. Thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate it. I know it's kind of late on that side. I actually have flown back to the US, so I'm doing like a summer visit with my family, and I'm going to a conference as well at the end of June in Atlanta, and then I'll be heading back to Africa. So I know it's a little late for y'all, but it's like early for us. So thank you so much for watching. Okay, so yes, I was saying Ghana was where I found love, is where I found my identity as a woman on my own 2 feet. It's where I was able to really figure out what building community is. Because when you go to a foreign country and you don't know anybody, I'm sure a lot of people who are Africans who are in the chat who've gone and moved to Western countries, you know what that's like. You don't know anybody. The culture is different, and you have to try to find and create your community, your place that feels good to you, that feels like home, that feels familiar. You have to create that. Thank God I was able to find a really good sister in Ghana, my friend Afia, and we shared the same vision of what community looks like for women like us. And we were able to cultivate that amongst each other and extend it out to other people in the community through our organization, Her Collective. We used to do socials and events, and we did an all natural hair conference, and like we did a lot in that space. Also with organizations like GUBA, with my sorority, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. We have a chapter in Ghana. I was a part of that chartering group. So like building that community in a real way was something that Ghana also taught me, as well as Ghana gave me citizenship. I am officially like a daughter of the soil because of Ghana, right? Like legal standing, stamped it. That's what it provided. At the same time, as with every place, it also presented some challenges too. So Ghana presented, I felt like at a certain point when I was working in education, I had reached the cap. Like there was nowhere else to go, no more upward movement in that career field. I will also say, not feeling like within my area of expertise, I was able to make good amounts of money um, without how do I say, without depending on a Western flow of income. Okay. Also, I would say Ghana has a lot of development to do. right? Just in regards to infrastructure. And also a part of it is like the mentality. Like I often say, and I've said in videos previously, is Ghana really ready to invite in the diaspora, right? I'm not 100% sure that that we are. I think there's levels to it. I think tourism, we're ready for that. True integration, not so much. We don't have the infrastructure set up in place to do so. But however, with all of that being said, I do want to say, Ghana taught me a lot, and I definitely will continue to carry the lessons that I learned in Ghana with me forever. I also will continue to promote Ghana because it was good to me, right? Um, and I will continue to do some work in the Ghana space because I still have family and friends that are in Ghana, right? But with all of that being said, y'all logged on today because y'all saw the title and it said I made a decision. I'm moving to Nairobi. Yes, 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 yes. I am so excited. I'm so excited. Mm-mm. And I just can't hide it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, yes. I'm so excited. Yes. Oh, my gosh. Okay. So, why Nairobi? Okay. So, as I was telling y'all, um, thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. um, I have been feeling for a while a shift that was kind of happening with me. As I said, I'm getting older. My ambitions and my goals for myself as a woman are evolving. And so, being that I felt this shift, I was kind of feeling like, where else can I go that feels more like, um, how do I describe it? Like, how older people say that they're like ready to nest in a sense, like you want to start your family, you want to feel like a little bit more settled, all of that type of homebody-ish energy is what I started to feel. Also, in addition to that type of shift to want to be like more about my family, more about building my legacy in that way, um, it also was like a feeling of like, I want my business to expand. I have this really good idea. I feel like, and I know deeply that it can work, but I need to be in a space where that space is going to add to the work that I'm trying to do. And it's going to be easy for me to do it. Right. So it was the business part. And then again, spiritually, for those of you who are connected to God, it was really like, okay, this cycle is coming to an end. And how I knew the cycle was coming to an end is because opportunities started to limit themselves. Anytime you are in a place and the doors are just opening and you don't even have to think about it hard, you're in the right space. When you start to notice the doors are starting to close or they're taking a lot more strength to get them open, pay attention. So those were some of the messages that I was getting. And that put me in a position to try to figure out, okay, well, where is the next space? I thought it was going to be me going back to South Africa. But thank God I have a wise partner. And he said, I don't know if it's South Africa. Let's take a look at Nairobi. And before we get into that, thank you so much, Chris. Thanks, James, watching from Nairobi. Yes, thank you so much for the welcoming love. That's the other thing. You guys, the Kenyan space online, y'all are so nice for now, right? Because some of my other people, they don't be that nice online. They don't be that welcoming. But nonetheless, we move. So yeah, I was feeling the shift. I was feeling like I wanted my business to expand and I need to be in a space that can cultivate that type of energy. And I was getting, a little few knockers from God, like it's time to move, it's time to do something. So after some prayer, some reflection, plenty of conversations with my fiance, it was like, okay, I think we need to take a look at East Africa. Where in East Africa? Okay, let's take a look at Nairobi. And then also me, I did my scouting trip. I still have some more videos to post for you all about all the things I did in the weeks that I was there. But that being in the space, feeling the vibe of the city on a day-to-day basis, nothing like I'm not there for a holiday, right? I'm there just to see what it feels like. It felt good to me. One of the biggest things that made me be like, yes, is because Nairobi is like a city that doesn't feel like a city. If you get me, it's like in Ghana, you're either in the city or you in the bush. That's where you are, right? But Nairobi feels like I'm in the city, but if I go like 30 minutes up the road, I can still feel like I'm in nature. Like it's giving you both in one. And I'm sure there's so much more to see within the country of Kenya as well. And I'm excited to explore that. So, I'm looking at this move as third time is the charm. This is my third African country to live in. And so this is going to be the one, baby. This is the one. A few concrete reasons why Nairobi became a full body yes. The first one, a better business ecosystem, right? Nairobi has a lot of access to other markets. I feel like the East African countries work very well together. And so being in one of those metropolitan hubs in East Africa opens you up to the region, which I'm excited about. Also, I recognize while I was there the access to good internet within that city. A lot of you reached out to me in regards to looking for work, seeking work. I've been looking through those CVs and I'm impressed. So that caught my attention as well. And so just looking at and also knowing that Nairobi is a tech hub, knowing that a lot of young people are acquiring those tech skills, that's really good for the business that I am in, which is helping women specifically find remote work opportunities through the space of virtual assisting. So a better business ecosystem for me. Also, just to be very honest and transparent, lifestyle upgrades. Okay, when I'm talking about development, things working, Nairobi was a clear kind of like a lifestyle upgrade. The housing options that we saw, the roadway systems, getting in and out of different places, being able to communicate effectively with people. So I anticipate, a lifestyle upgrade by also being able to live in the city. Also, the creative and like spiritual expansion that I'm looking for. I'm definitely going to be leaning more into my creative bag, which requires me to have a lot more faith because it's something that I haven't had to do before. I was an educator. In Ghana, I was an educator. I was an assistant principal. I worked at a university. I also owned a barbershop. So it was kind of like, it's structured. While coming to Nairobi, I feel the creative energy and I want to lean into that. I want to get more into my content creation, more into things that I was doing before, which is like the coaching, women's empowerment, specifically though through workforce development, right? Because it's hard for us to think about our heart and our spirit when we ain't got no money to pay for somewhere to live and somewhere to eat. So I believe that those two worlds have to match. We have to bring the spiritual down to the manifesting on the physical. So that's more of what I want to focus on and have the space and energy to do so. And then honestly, Nairobi just felt like the next level, right? You know how you could be doing something for a while and you're like, okay, I'm in my bag. As we say in the States, I'm in my bag, I'm in my groove, but you feel like there's a next level. So I've been in Africa for 10 years. I've been in my bag. I've been doing my thing. I've been making a way. I've been having a great time, but there's a next level. And I'm so excited about exploring my next level in Nairobi, in East Africa. And so, yeah, I can say I've lived in the South. I can say I lived in the West. I've done a good amount of travel to the North. I'm going to be sharing my travel experiences in Northern Africa really soon. For those who follow me personally, you know that I was in Morocco in April. And I don't think I've ever shared my story about Egypt, but nonetheless, I've traveled in Northern Africa, and now I'm about to live in East Africa. So, yeah, yeah, I am so excited to take y'all on this journey with me. So, what does this mean? Okay, because a lot of you have been following me because you knew I was in Ghana, right? So, what does this mean for the YouTube channel? What does this mean for the Nzali ecosystem community in general? Um, Honestly, I'm basically bringing you in on this journey of my life expansion. And my goal is to also, by example, be like a model for how you can also expand your life, right? In whatever means that looks like. So just think of it like this: we are global people. I always tell people I'm a global citizen. And oftentimes, when you think of people who like to travel, who like to move to different places, people think they're not sturdy, they're not rooted, they're not grounded. But that's not true, because I am global and grounded. Okay? Global and grounded. So, with global and grounded, y'all heard that name, y'all heard it here first. Okay, with Global and Grounded on this channel, I'm going to be talking about my experiences living abroad and how it helped me grow as a woman, right? And really as a person, because like I said, when you leave your comfort zone, there's a lot of growing pains. Okay, there's a lot of things about yourself that you're going to recognize, some of the things you're going to like, some of the things you're not going to like. And then the big question is now what you're going to do about it. So I'm going to be sharing more of my experiences of how I'm growing in my new space in Nairobi, just in general, what this living globally has meant for me. And the reason I'm expanding it to that is because there are a lot of people who also watch me who are Africans who've moved abroad. And it's the same process, right? You're still going to be growing and developing and figuring out who you are and what you want to be. Also, with Global and Grounded, I'm going to be talking about what does that actually mean? How do you become a rooted person who's still building your life, creating legacy, even though you enjoy travel, even though you enjoy exploring different places? Okay. Different places all over the world, because I haven't only traveled in Africa. I think everybody thinks all my travel has been in Africa. It really hasn't. I've been into Southeast Asia. I've been into the Caribbean. I've been into Europe. So this is really for people who just love to travel. Okay. But my roots, clock that, my roots are in Africa. So how can you be global and be grounded at the same time? That's what this new development, this new expansion is going to be about. And also, really, what are the tools that I'm using to navigate this travel and entrepreneurship space? Okay, because it's not easy. I would be lying to you all if I told you that picking up and relocating to a different country is easy. Shoot, picking up and relocating to a different part of the country you're already in is not easy, right? But there's certain tools, there's certain spiritual understandings that can help you when you come up against fear, when you come up against like, okay, how do I make money for myself in this new place and I don't know anybody and all those things. So I want to be talking a lot about what I do in those moments, in those hard moments, and what I'm using to help me along this journey. And so I'm excited about this new chapter. I am excited that you all are watching. We got at least 27 people who are live right now. I love that for y'all. I love that for me. I really do want to continue to build a community here. And so I definitely want you all to always like the videos. That lets YouTube know that you like what you see, right? And it'll keep recommending it to you, as well as recommending it to other people who are like-minded, like we feel we vibe the same. Also, you can share it with people if you know that you know someone who is interested in traveling, interested in entrepreneurship by way of working remotely, interested in what it looks like to do something completely outside of the box than what you normally would do, and how do you get through the rough moments. This is the channel, right? Share. And if you already have been following, then you can always subscribe and turn on the notification bell. So I'm excited to share the new chapter with you all. I'm going to be sharing the good, bad, the ugly, the amazing, all of those things, because I definitely feel like we learn from each other, right? I don't have to touch a hot pan to know that it's hot. I can watch somebody else and be like, yeah, that's hot. So that's what this space is really for. And again, like I said, I would love to know where you all are watching from. I have 27 people here who are just watching me. I don't even know where y'all are coming from. Okay. And I do want to ask you a question. So if you're a person that's sitting at home right now, no matter where home is, and you've had the inkling, you've had the itch, to move to a different place. If fear, not having a plan, all the what ifs, if those things didn't exist, where would you go? Okay, drop it in the chat. Would you move to the United States? Would you move to Nairobi with me? Would you move to, I don't know, South Korea? Like, where would you go? I would love to see where your mind and your inner spirit is desiring to go. And then also for my people who are watching from Ghana, I love y'all. And I do want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Nzali transitioning out and going to East Africa? How y'all feeling about that? All right, y'all. So I'm winding down to the end of my time today. I didn't want to keep y'all too long. I'm in another co-working space, as y'all can see today. There was a lot of people here today. It wasn't as nice as the one in Nairobi, where you have all the like green space and the trees and stuff. This one, it's not bad, but it's definitely clearly a co-working space. People just here to work and go. So yeah, in the chat, I want to see. Tell me where you're watching from. If you didn't have any mental blocks or financial blocks or anything like that, where would you want to travel to? Let me know. You can drop it in the chat and I'll post it. I would say, even though I'm moving to Nairobi, just in general, there are a few more places I would like to travel to. Of course, I'm going to go to Tanzania, because that's a neighboring country. And I have heard so many good things about how beautiful it is, and the beaches and the food. So I definitely will put that on my list of travel, like just, a little quick weekend trip or something like that, now that I'm on that side of the continent. Where else? I've also wanted to go to Rwanda. I heard that Rwanda is like the conference capital of the world. So I'm sure there'll be some really good conferences that I'll see or attend while I'm on that side. Where else would I want to go? Just for like vacation, just to take a trip. Honestly, I've never been to Jamaica. Even though I was so close, I just never made it to Jamaica. It wasn't one of the Caribbean countries that I visited. I've been to St. Lucia, I've been to Bahamas, I've been to Anguilla. Anguilla is beautiful, y'all. And the food in Anguilla, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Okay. But yeah, Jamaica. I want some good jerk chicken. Okay, I have one here. Hey, all for kicks, welcome. Love your locks. Already considering Nairobi right now, and Southeast Asia, Malaysia, and Thailand. So I've been to Thailand. And Thailand is the only backlash, I think, for Thailand is that it's so far. So if you're a person that's looking to still be able to get back and forth, I don't know where you are originally from, but if you're from the States like me, Thailand's far. Now, however, for vacation, Thailand is great. You're going to get great food. It's a reasonable price. Your accommodation is going to be reasonably priced. It's going to be really nice. It's warm weather. The people are very like hospitable and like helpful, even though there's a little bit of a language barrier. And there's a growing like Black community of expats in Thailand as well. So yeah, I also had two friends, one from high school and one that I just knew in like working relationship that lived in Malaysia. Actually, three, because one of my old teachers at my school in Ghana, she lived in Malaysia for a while. And so there, especially if you're into education, Malaysia is like one of those places it's easy to find a job. So I've heard good things about them. And then why are you considering Nairobi? I know why I'm doing it, but why are you also considering it? I would love to know. And thank you so much about complimenting me on locks. One of the things I noticed that also made me say yes to Nairobi was that there were so many Kenyans with locks. And I was like, well, if they have locks, then that means somebody here can do my locks. So this is a yes for me. I'm telling y'all, when I look at places, I be looking for real stuff. What the food tastes like. I don't want to live nowhere where the food not good. Not at all. And I had all types of food when I was in Kenya. So that made me happy. It was like diversified options. I look at, because I'm a Black woman and I have a certain type of hair, who's going to be able to help me with my hair? I don't want to sit and re-tighten my locks. Could I? Yes. Do I want to? Absolutely not. So when I was in Kenya and I saw all those beautiful brothers and sisters with them locks, I was like, this is the place. This looked like somewhere I need to be. So I was happy with that. Okay. Hi, Ola Oyaba. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. Hey, I'm in Botswana now, and I'm from America, and now wanting to move to Kenya. Ooh, Botswana. I have one. Okay, so quick story. One of my old colleagues in South Africa, she was Ghanaian. She introduced me to Ghana. Her auntie lived in Botswana, and she had been there like 20 something years. So I've heard good things about that country. I also want to know why you're looking to move from Botswana to Kenya. Because it seems like a lot of us who are already in Africa are relocating to Kenya. That's what I've been seeing in my comments, just in personal conversations with people. I know someone else who was in Cote d'Ivoire. She's moved to Kenya. So it seems like a lot of us who have found ourselves in Africa somewhere else are now, reconsidering, so I want to know why, if you can drop that in the chat. Like I said, I'm super excited to see the evolution of this experience, right? One of the things that I mentioned in a previous video that I'll mention again here was that I really liked the fact that like Kenyans did not give me any special treatment. They did not care. They weren't like, ooh, who is this for? They did not care at all. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate that because I don't want to stand out. I want to blend in, right? So you said better business advantages. See, exactly. That's same thing for me. Better business opportunities to expand. I've already started. Now I want to expand and take it to the next level. And I heard that Nairobi was the place to be able to do that. Stefan says, my desire is to visit and at least spend a year or so trading block of, I think it's a typo, of Africa that's from East Africa, possibly Central America or North or South, leave a footprint there. I would say for Black Americans, a lot of Black Americans have now transitioned into going into Central America. And I do know quite a few Ghanaians who are in South America and Brazil. So I would say check out Brazil, check out Costa Rica for Central America. Mexico is becoming a real hub for melanated people. We Black like this, not like this. These type of Black people, a lot of us are going into Mexico. So there's some options there. There's some options there for sure. So residency process. So I'm literally going to do a whole video on that because I went down to immigration and I asked about a few things. I asked about the digital nomad visa, which I've heard that they have actually started to grant some of those. So that's good. I also asked about the retiree visa because I'm thinking about, my father is also possibly thinking about coming with me. So I asked about both of those, but I also have screenshots of the form. So I'm just going to, let y'all know what they're requiring. For me, the digital nomad visa is what's most important, or not visa, permit, excuse me. That permit is important because I work remotely. I wouldn't be coming to Kenya to apply for a job. I have my own work and I'm just bringing it with me to Kenya. And eventually I will register in Kenya as well. So yeah, I'll be doing a video on that one. And also, again, I'm taking you along the journey with me. As I hit the road bumps, I'm gonna tell you, right? Because I'm learning as I'm going as well. Good thing is there's a Black expat group on WhatsApp that has been very helpful in giving contacts for stuff like that. You've been locked 18 years. Her Kenyans are lovely people planning to enjoy your golden years in Kenya and stay forever. Amen to that. Okay. And shout out to the 18 years. Me and my little, I think it's been like 3 years. I think it's been 3. Yes, it ain't been that long, but I'm going to get there. I'm definitely going to get there. Oh, okay. So you meant in Africa, not America. Okay, gotcha. Hey, hi, Ajua. So this is my Ghanaian auntie. You said you were just thinking of me, still in the States, healing up. When I get back to Ghana, I was thinking of having you show me around to places I haven't seen in 2 years. Well, I'm hopeful that I'm going to be there. I'll be there in July. After that, I will be transitioning into Nairobi. So I'll only be kind of coming in here and there. But if we're there at the same time, 100%, I definitely will show you around. Actually, right now I'm in the States too. I'm here visiting my dad and I have a conference to go to. So yeah. Oh my goodness. And so again, like I said, y'all, this transition to East Africa is not a knock to Ghana. I have a wonderful community of people that I have been able to build and grow and cultivate relationships with in Ghana over the last 8 years. Mama Ajua, who just left a comment, she's one of those people. Right. I remember when my friend Afia and I, we did a rites of passage program for young girls. So, traditionally in Ghana, certain tribes you do, and I'm sure it's the same in Kenya. I know it was the same in South Africa. Once they get to puberty age, you do a process for those young women and sometimes those young men. And so we actually created that process for the African American young girls who were in Ghana, because again, they're not Krobo or, they're not Fanti, so they may not do it because it's not, they're not a part of that tradition. But we as African Americans have our own traditions, right? And so we recreated that space for those young ladies. And Mama Ajua was one of the elders that helped oversee that process. So that type of community building are the things that were happening in Ghana. That's the stuff that don't make it to YouTube. That's the stuff that people don't even know we're doing, but it's happening. And so I really am hopeful that that same type of energy and community can also be cultivated when I transition to Nairobi. So I am excited. I don't even know what other words to say. Yes, I'm just really excited about this journey. And it's going to be a journey. Some days you're going to love it. Some days, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but nonetheless, I want to share that with y'all. So, all right, y'all, it's been good. We've been on here like 40 minutes on a Monday. So I just want to say thank y'all again for always rocking with me, showing up to the lives, participating, letting me know where you're watching from, what your thoughts are. Again, we're building community here. Okay, we're at a time where if you don't shift, you're going to get left behind. And we're on double time. So if you've been feeling like I want to do something different, if you've been feeling like I'm I'm getting a little stagnant, I want to elevate to the next level. If you've been feeling like it's something, there's just a little extra something that's there. If you are a person who just likes to travel, you want to come and explore different parts of Africa, you want to be with like-minded people, then this is definitely the space for you. Right now, it's called Nzali Takes Africa, but like I said, we are global and grounded. So y'all want to stay tuned for some more information about Global and Grounded. Thank y'all for joining me today on Monday. Make sure you like the video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell if you are already subscribed, and I will see y'all on the next one. Thank you so much, Chris. You say we come to Kenya, link up with the Black expat groups. Some of the guys like the residential tourists, Khalees, Austin, many more will be helpful. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I'll be back in August. Like I said, I came here to visit my family, and in July, I will be packing up all my stuff in Ghana. In August, I'll see y'all in Kenya. All right. Thank you so much, Chris. Someone is talking about no ancestral land. Thank God I don't want to buy no land. So I think we're good to go. What else? Black Hearts. Thank you so much. Sweet pleasures. All right. So I will see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all. Y'all have a good Monday. I'll probably be dropping another video probably around Wednesday. This video is just to, share with the people. Let me tell y'all, the craziest thing just happened. Literally a spider just out of nowhere crawled across my laptop and down. And let me tell y'all, spiders are symbols of transformation, if you don't know. Spider, if you follow the Yoruba Ifa tradition, spiders are for Oya. So I'm just moving so the spider can go and do what it's going to do. But considering the conversation we just had today, and then the spider literally comes crawling across and down, I think we on the right path. Okay. So thank y'all again for watching. I'm going to go ahead and head out and continue to do a few little pieces of work for today. And then I'm going to go home, cook, eat with my dad, and call it a day. All right. I love y'all. See y'all later this week. Bye. Videos coming for my excursions that I did in Kenya. So just a few. Not too much, but just a few. And also the video on what I learned when I went to immigration and I was inquiring about the different types of permits. All right, peace out, y'all. Bye.
Energies stay far away. I pray for more life and I pray for grace. I know that man can't take my place. No, they can't take my place. We only do big things. We turn up to shut down. We know they like small things. Because we know they hear what now. Big things are happening now. More this, more that, more grace, oh, more cash, more babes, oh, more cars. Big things are happening now. More this, more that, more grace, oh, more cash, more babes, oh, more cars. And every shine like, oh, 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 yeah, oh, oh, give me that, oh, 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 yeah, oh, who be that, oh, oh, yeah, oh, give me that, oh, oh, yeah, who be that, oh, Jiggy that body, yeah, go go. Jiggy that body, yeah, go go. Jiggy, jiggy, that body, I can't go. Shake it, that body, I can't go.